Hi everybody, it's Dina and I'm back with another video. I think you guys are crooked. Okay, I am here to show you my finished latest crystal from Bag O'Day, her pattern that I recently did. If you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for all my faithful subscribers. I don't say it enough, but I want you to know how much I appreciate you, because without all of you watching my videos and watching me babble about God knows what, I wouldn't be here. So thank you very, very much. I do a Bag O'Day pattern a week, and it's my way of supporting Crystal and helping her to continue to grow her channel. Now, many might think she doesn't need it, but just because you get bigger and bigger, in order to succeed on YouTube, you have to continuously grow and get more watch hours and more likes and more comments, and then also supporting her by purchasing her patterns. So I purchase one pattern a week, and then I also watch that complete video that corresponds with the pattern, which is very helpful when you're doing the pattern. I very much enjoy watching her tutorials. Even though her patterns are extremely easy, I find it very helpful to watch the entire video from beginning to end. I print the pattern and then I have that with me. So I already saw the video, and then when I'm out and about or wherever I am crocheting, I can refer to what I saw if I run into problems. So, you know, it's important to watch her video and purchase the pattern. So last week's, this was what I finished last week, and I absolutely loved it. I will link this pattern down below again. It was one of my favorite ponchos, and I was noticing, I don't know if I showed you guys last week, can you see the detail of that ribbing? I love that. See it? You can see it here and here with the granny stitch. I wanted to just point that out. I really, really, really liked the way this poncho turned out, and I really love the pattern. Woo! Good Lord. Wow, Gloria. Sorry about that. I really like that pattern, so that'll be linked down below. My next pattern was the Eli's striped sweater, and this picture's horrible, but it's a little boy's sweater, and very, very easy pattern, but I messed it up, and to be honest, I'm not making it for anyone in particular, so I got lazy and I didn't frog where I should have frogged and made it perfect. But I think you guys can see it anyway, and I could tell you about the pattern. It's a very, very easy pattern, and it's just very basic. So if you've never made a garment before, this is a great one to start with. Even if you just want to, even if you don't have like a little boy to make it for, or a kid, it's a good way to practice making garments and to practice, you know, the conception of, you know, how to do it and adding the arms and all of that. Now, this particular garment was worked from the bottom up, and then she had us make the neck hole and then continue to the down. So the only seaming you have is on the two sides, so you don't have to seam the shoulders. I really liked that design. And I haven't done that with bottom up before. I've done it like going from the bottom up and over, and then making the neck hole like as a V-neck. I've done that before, but this one I've never done, so I was very excited to see yet another technique. So again, you work it from the bottom up, you stop where the neck hole is, and then she has you make the neck hole. It's all explained in the pattern, and then you keep going. So this is seamless right here. And then you just seam up to where you want the armholes to go, and then you add the arms. So she used Red Heart Super Saver stripes, 680 yards. And depending if you want a size 4-5 or a size 6-7, depends on the hook you would use. So for a 4-5, you would use a 5 millimeter. For a 6-7, use a 5.5. I used a 5.5, and I used, where did my ball band go? Oh no, I always save my ball bands. You know what? I think it's inside. I don't think it is inside, so bear with me. I will be right back. Okay, so I lost the ball band for one of them, but okay, so for the main part of this sweater, I used Karen Big Cakes in the color Nightberry. All right, I am interrupting this video because I think there was an error on my ball band. Now, it definitely said Nightberry, but this is Nightberry, and this is not the colorway that I used. So I looked, and this looks more like the colorway of the sweater I used, but this they're calling Shadowberry. So I don't know if it was a misprint or not, but I used Shadowberry for this sweater. Sorry about that. And just to recap, Karen Big Cakes is a 4-weight, 100% acrylic yarn, and you get 603 yards per cake. So here is the sweater. I did not color control. I just let it go. And you could see I used different yarn for the trim. And then, I don't know if you could see, right here, I used a different yarn. And then the trim around the neck, that same different yarn, and I'll tell you about that. The trim around the cuffs and around the waistband. Okay, so the reason I did that is I was just a little short on this, and I just needed to add just a little bit, and this is a really chunky yarn, so just adding that little bit here, only on one side, not both, because if I added it on both, it was too ripply. So I just added it to the front, and then all the trim work, that saved me from running out of that yarn. So super easy, really nice. I did not color control, which this drives me crazy. But other than that, that's the only really big cut. So let me show you what I did wrong. This sleeve turned out perfect. I think you could tell. Turned out really nice. Love the cuff. I love the ending. Okay, ready? This sleeve did not turn out perfect. You could see it's much wider here, and then it gets smaller all of a sudden. What had happened was where I messed up was adding the yarn at first. I forgot to count how many stitches I went around the armhole, and I did too many around this one, which started off bigger, and when I noticed, I tried to just decrease on my own and not follow the pattern. So lesson learned, follow the pattern, especially if it's crystals. So this sleeve turned out perfect. I mean, honestly, if I was giving this to my son, which I'm not because it's too small, when it's on the person, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to tell. But I really, really, really like this sweater. I like the way it turned out as far as everything except this sleeve. And I really liked this yarn for a boy's sweater. It looks really good. I would have color controlled though if I was giving this away to somebody. Now, this yarn is a Karen Chunky Cakes. And I think that's a size 5. And I don't have the colorway because I accidentally threw away a ball band. But I think it had like the tweed in it. I wish I knew what it was called. You know, I'll try and look it up, and if I find it, I'll put a picture in. If I don't, I can't. Okay, I found it. Correction, it is not a 5-weight. It is a 6-weight, super bulky, and it's called Karen Sprinkle Cakes. And the colorway that I used was Lime Cream. So that's that. That's what I did for this week. I think it's really cute though. Very, very cute. And like I said, it was worked from the bottom, not the ribbing, this was added at the end, but you worked from the bottom up to about here, and then she has you make the neck hole, and it's explained how in the pattern, and then you continue down to the back. So now you have the front, the back, and the shoulders all done, and then you just seam up from the bottom to where you want the armholes on both sides. Then you add the border, you clean up the neck, and then you add the arms. And then last, you add the cuff to the arms. Very easy and an awesome way to make a sweater. And then you could adapt it to any sweater. So that's this week's Bag O' Day pattern. If you've never made garments, it's a great way to practice doing little kid sizes. So what am I going to make next time, or this time for the next week's Bag O' Day pattern? I am going to make a cat sweater. I doubt my cats will wear it, but I thought it would be fun to try, and you guys know I'm obsessed with my cats, so I haven't made them anything yet. Now hers is made for Stevie or Steven, and he's a bigger cat. So I haven't read the pattern yet, so I'm not sure if there's sizing in it, but I might have to alter it somewhat because my cats are a little smaller. And I'm very excited. So I'm gonna try and make 2 of them, one for each cat, and see if they'll wear them, and I could take a picture of them in it. And I'm not sure what yarn I'm gonna use yet, so that'll be a surprise for you guys. But I will put the pattern that I'm going to be making down below, just so you know, in case you want to make it as well. And I'll put a picture of it here somewhere so you can see what I'm going to be making. But that's it for this week's Bag O' Day pattern. Another success, I think, other than the sleeve, but a very enjoyable pattern. And check it out if you guys want to practice making patterns, or if you have Christmas gifts or holiday gifts to make for a little girl or a little boy. It's a great simple sweater, and you could always add appliques to it if you want to make it fancier, or depending on the type of yarn you use. There's a lot you can do with this pattern. So keep it in mind if you're looking for a gift for a 4 or 5 size or a 6, 7 size child. Okay, everybody, I hope you guys are doing great, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.